NXT time with the dope you welk. About wrestling, let me tell you the part, cause it's coming from deep in my heart. And it different because it is a art. When me tell you that me never call it English, more creative than Shakespeare or John Dickens. When me visualize, me realize it's so vivid, and me utilize, me realize it with it. For Mike Agile like the Quanis on them evils. Dr. Knowledge is like Steve the one who's Seagull, causing panic come me same as Benzema. On artificial when me kick like Bartolima. NXT time with the dope you welk. About wrestling, let me tell you the part, cause it's coming from deep in my heart. And it different because it is a art. Yes, I'm a creative villain, thinking outside the box, dethroning ceilings. This podcast way different, it's the best casual unbiased opinion. I have never laid. Just talking wrestling on the podcast, NXT time with the dopey woke. Giving all official written sources deep from the heart. Watch it wherever you stream or whenever you please, on demand. Give it a listen, hit the like and subscribe and stars. Just talking wrestling on the podcast, NXT time with the wild cake. Giving all official written sources deep from the heart. Watch it wherever you stream or whenever you please, on demand. Give it a listen, hit the like and subscribe and stars.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children and monsters of all ages and space and time? Welcome to NXT time with D-Walk. I am not D-Walk, obviously. D-Walk is having a wonderful time with his friends, enjoying his week-long birthday bash. So we're going to do this sans without him. I'm joined today by the advisor and the historian, Mr. Joe Biencio.
How are you?
I am a little weirded out by this NXT, so let's just talk about it. How about that? We start off NXT time with D-Walk in the sense that we have Chelsea Green versus Sol Ruca. We have Alba Fire and Piper Niven in the background. We have Zarya in the background. What are your thoughts on this match?
It was okay, but the outcome was expected.
Yeah.
The 3-on-2 situation. So
I was kind of pissed at that because I'll talk about that right now. Chelsea was focusing on the arm of Sol Ruca for the beginning, and then after that she was focusing on the leg. I did like that Sol Ruca was trying to do like a bounce off the leg at the first time, and it looked like a botch, but it actually wasn't a botch. It was actually her selling the leg. I really did like that. I also liked their adaptability. So when she was holding on to, I think Chelsea Green was holding on to the ropes, or one arm was holding on to the ropes, and so Ruka went to the top rope and did like a cartwheel DDT. That was beautiful. Like, that was just really freaking cool. That got a 2. That was about to be a 3 if it wasn't for Alba Fire. Daria giving Alba Fire a spear looked fucking awesome. But then, Piper Niven came out of nowhere and squashed her. Chelsea Green did her thing, and Sol Ruca was trying to do the Soul Snatcher, and she couldn't do it because of her, she got stopped by the leg again. Chelsea Green won. I don't like it. I mean, the match was okay, and I really thought that Sol Ruca was going to win by disqualification. We'll talk about that later, but I was really pissed about that that like after so many so much crap that Chelsea Green was fighting the same person over and over again, we try somebody new and you have to do like the interference. I will say that. So
He's a heel.
yeah,
That's what heels do.
I know, but like, I hope next week we don't see Zarya's like, oh, it's all your fault. Like it was no one's fault. Like it was just a numbers game, and I hope they both see that, so that for the future. But I will say this special notes. They were doing the Pledge of Allegiance again, and then at one point Booker T got up and put his hand on his heart, and Vic Joseph's like, "What are you doing? Like, sit down. Like, come on." So there was that.
Is there music playing in the background?
No, they were just saying the Pledge of Allegiance just because.
No, I mean on our
ours. Yes.
Okay.
A little background music for everyone that's watching. I give this match a B because of the fact that it was pretty good. I mean, it was a pretty good match. It was, like you said, it was expected. I thought she botched, but she didn't. She was selling, and I hope they do this again. I hope.
Chelsea Green's not bad. She's talented, and she can work a variety of different things, and makes her more of an asset than anything. And Zarya and Soruka is very talented as well.
Yeah,
I see them having another match down the line sometime.
I hope so. I really hope so, because I'm like getting tired of this whole little crap that it's just Chelsea Green has it for like she's had it for 3 months now, more than 3 months. So she'll probably now with this second person crew that's with Chelsea, she's gonna have another 3 months. I'm guessing, and it's like
Yeah. Now she got an extra person.
I know that's what sucks about it. Now she has the extra person. I'm like, God, come on, God damn. I get that. I mean, that's cool. Like we're gonna talk about a certain character, and it's gonna piss off Joe a little bit, but we'll get to that in a second. After that, they said Chelsea Green won. In the back, Javon Evans chats with Trick Williams backstage and says he understands what means now. Williams is skeptical and said that there's no we or our. He's just trying to get his NXT championship back. And he tells Javon to tighten up. He's never gonna be champion, and storms off. But Javon was also saying, like, look, we gotta like get together. Like these guys are like trying to come out of nowhere and attack us. We gotta like come together as a group. He's like, they ain't no us, dog. So he runs off.
You notice what else Trick said to him?
What?
You'll never be a world champion.
Yeah. Now, Williams is skeptical, and also Lexus King arrives and tells Evans that Trick is right, and he's probably never going to win the Heritage Cup. He should just be glad he's not drinking through a straw. And then he punched him in the mouth. He punched Lexus King, and that leads up to a match. So I don't forget about this of Javon versus Lexus King next week for the Cup.
Yep.
All right, we're doing it again because they've already had a match before. Javon and I think it was Javon and Duke and the other guy, or Javon and Lexus, one of those two.
Rolling it all back.
Yeah, which is I know, but what are your thoughts on this? Like, at least Javon's trying to make a group to battle this 4-man group, Joe.
Well, because he knows by himself he ain't shit.
I know, that's true.
He's dead in the water by himself. He needs help.
I know. We'll get to that later. 70 Vicarious showed walking backstage and sent us the break. Back from commercial, the D'Angelo family talked strategy and stacks. Lorenzo wants Tony D'Angelo to stay in the back for a variety of reasons, and the Don proves of his plan. Rizzo kept smacking Luca like a lot. I was laughing at that. I'm like, stop smacking Luca. He's like, yeah, man. Yeah, like, stop hitting him. But
So like touching his chest.
Yeah. Go on, Joe.
So like touching his chest.
Yeah, but it's slapping a lot. But I did like the process of we talked about the conspiracy. Stacks is like, no, stay in the back. You stay in the back, you chill. You do like just we'll take care of it, which is a dumb idea because Don wasn't gonna be involved in the match. But thoughts about that a little later.
Trying to protect the dog.
I think you talked about this a little bit a few weeks ago, where the Stacks is trying to like ice out the Dawn so he can become the new boss. And this reminds me of when Punk paid the Shield to go after the Rock. You know what I mean? It feels that Stacks might have made a deal to like, hey, take him out. He'll be in the back. Take him out. Because there was no reason to attack the Dawn at all. Like, he has no belt. He was in the back. There was no reason to, like, that's why I'm like, it seems weird, but since some things are falling into place, like you talked about, players are in this thing right now. And I think there's like two players.
They're trying to keep him hurt too.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Because the title match is coming up.
And that's what I hate. If he loses again because of injury, that will let Sean Spears have that belt for at least 3 months. But you bury it, Sean Spears, because you know that's telling them like no matter what, once the Dawn is healed, he's gonna lose the belt regardless. And that's like, I guess. So all right. Stephanie Victoria makes her entrance and gets to the mic. She says, first off, I love that she says in the beginning, hey, English is not my first language, so I'm gonna be sorry, put that out there. Wrestling is my first language. She said that she could have gone anywhere, but she came to NXT, which is true. She could have gone to the main roster, NXT, but she chose NXT. Last week against one of the best, she proved why she's La Primera. She invites the next opponent to step into the ring and look at her in the eyes. Enter Jordan Grace with the most weirdest, like, neon clothes I've ever seen in my life. She had like,
he was dressed as Patrick from SpongeBob.
I think so, because like the yellow and the, oh my god, it was just so much. I was telling Cardala that like this is just bright as fuck. She says like, here we go. Even says it here. And then Jordan Grace in an eye-searing magenta crop tank and lemon yellow mini skirt, but she makes it work somehow. I don't know about that, but she talks for a beat, but she talks about Stephanie, that yes, you bring in the elevation, that belt, the North American, everything else. She talks about that. All of a sudden comes out Jada Parker and pushes her to the wall, and then she does a booty thing, slides it, and then she slides in. Jada Parker says, Jada Parker blindspots and tells Grace it doesn't work like that, and she's taking her own shots. She congratulates Stephanie and tells her to bask in all her glory and enjoy her pictures and personal appearances. And being a double champ, because it ain't going to last much longer. She says Bakura says her next opponent would stare in her eyes, and well, here she is. So, we'll talk about that a little later. What are your thoughts on the promo and Jada Parker with her lousy win-loss record? Because you know, Joe, her lousy win-loss record sucks ass.
They said all they did was they were setting it up for Jordan Grace to beat to interfere in the match and cost her the match, which will be setting up a triple threat match. Thank you. There'll be triple threat set up probably for Stand and Deliver,
which makes sense. It does.
And Stephanie will win.
Yeah.
Retain the title.
But then the second match. Let's not spoil. We'll get to that. I think this was a good talking from Stephanie. Her ages are a little silent, which is normal. And what's bothering me is that during the match of Roxanne and Jordan, they said specifically this is a number one contenders match. Whoever wins this will go after Stephanie. So
they didn't say that.
They did. Yes, they did on commentary. They said it in the match.
Well, they fucked up because that was not a number one contenders match. That was for Jada Parker and what's her name? Were in that one. Yeah.
No, that was just a grudge match. That was just they just fought because they fought. And then Jada Parker was talking to Mickey Gray, the Mickey, like, oh, you got to make your shots because, like I said, she lost a whole bunch, and then she won to Kaylani, didn't do anything, saw Mickey James, and then took her shot. It was not her shot to go. It was actually Jordan Grace's. And I was listening.
Jordan Grace has only won like one match.
She was supposed to go after freaking. She was supposed to go after Stephanie anyway. And then Roxanne's like, I want to get into this too. That's the matchmaking, man. Plus the whole Core Jade thing, if you remember, like that.
Yeah, but that don't really count. That's an NA match.
They still did it as the win.
Even though it's still only 2 matches, dude. That's like
okay.
What the fuck have you done?
Patrick won 3 in a row, and then she went after Stephanie. In NXT Women's, you got at least 2.
True, but she won a fatal 4-way. She won a fatal 4-way though.
Yeah.
So technically, she beat 3 opponents in one match. I don't even care about Petrovic, but I'm just trying to say she at least won a fatal 4-way to get that title shot.
True, and before that fatal 4-way, she was winning one match after another match after another match. Then, with Jordan Grace, she won the fatal 4-way. I think she won a match against Roxanne. I know that, and I think she won a match before that. So, and they said it. Big Joseph also fucked up and said that Stephanie and Julia was a unification match when it was nowhere near a unification match. I was listening to the comment.
The commentary team has been fucking up regularly. Moves, stipulations, all of it.
Yeah. Well, let's go on to the dumbest idea ever. Hank and Tank are backstage fired up and say that they hit first and they hit hard and they shout extreme. We go to break. We go now to Hank and Tank versus Josh Brigg and Inamura Yoshiki. Inamura is still on rental. This was a good match, but let's say some highlights here. Hank and Tank were trying to on the outside of the ropes, and they try to do a Hardy move. I guess I don't know what the fuck they were going to do, but they both landed on the apron at the same time, and me and my girlfriend were like, "What the fuck was that?" All right, fine. As the match keeps going on, Briggs is using his boot like a lariat, like that. When Hank and Tank were on the up, and they were going to do their special. Hank wanted to do a swanton and missed, of course. Then Inamura and Briggs took the advantage. Inamura did the back-to-back rope clothesline, and Inamura did the frog splash for the 1-2-3. Your thoughts on the match, Joe?
It was good. It was an okay match. I'm glad that they're giving Inamura and Briggs another shot.
Yeah. I respect it. I mean, I love Inamura's like style, and Hank is just throwing himself out there all the damn time, and Tank is throwing. What are they going? Let's go on to the backstage so I can answer this question. Backstage, Hank and Tank are like, maybe we should talk to different legendary tag teams to kind of understand where we're coming from. Wesley and his tag team was in the back. They're saying that doesn't count, and they were going to fight, but they walk away. So what do you think is the direction of Hank and Tank, Joe?
I don't know. They come off like Public Enemy. So, I mean, that's the type of tag team they're coming off as. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know who they're going to talk to as far as tag teams go. What other legendary tag teams are in WWE? What are they going to do? Talk to Demolition?
And that's the problem, because I don't know what they're going to do. Like, if the Hank and Tank are going to be evil, then fine, do what you got to do and, like, switch up. But, like, I don't understand what the Extreme is. I don't know, honestly. So
I guess only time will tell with that tag team if they're going to last or not.
Yeah, well, I hope so. Because breaking up will do what? None of them by themselves are like, oh wow,
Oh, I don't mean break it up. I just mean getting the axe cut.
Oof. Yeah, that's cold blooded.
Had to be.
I guess. Yeah, I get that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just keep going right here. Without D-Walk, it's just no fun. Like, we know he talks about titties and stuff, but he's having fun right now, so good for you, sir. The Angela family backstage and the Culling are shown back walking backstage separately to send us the break. Back from commercial, Eddie Thorpe walks through the locker room and gets upset that everyone's leaving. Rich is like, "Why is everybody leaving, man?" Eddie Thorpe and Rich Holland, they no matter what they do, they aren't accepted. And Holland says he's right and complains about shiny new toy Ricky Saints during taking the shine. Eddie says Ricky is a sports entertainer just like Trick Williams, and Rich says he's going to deal with him, and he hopes Thorpe deals with his as well. So I like that they're brothers in arms and being whiny bitches. The D'Angelo family versus the Culling. This was a showing for Rizzo. I will say that right off the bat, she's like, "I'm gonna fuck." Like before the Culling came in, which again, the Culling reminds me of that group when Ty Jones was the group where Nikki Cross was in. That was all like just nomadic crazy bastards.
Oh, you're talking about the one with Eric Young.
Yeah, that group. It reminds me of that group. Like just except without the spotlights. There used to be spotlights in that. It just, but immediately they started fighting. Adriana with a big drop kick, stinger splash, mounted punches into the corner, duck a lariat, Rizzo diving elbow. Then they tagged the Jensen and Bucafino. Bucafino was the star of this match. I will say that Stax was a good exemplary, like a good tag team, but Luca was showing out. He's like, "Look, I'm stuck in Evolve. I got to show out here to remind people like I don't want to go back and Evolve." So I get that. But Rizzo just kept using. I like the part that Rizzo jumped over Stax and just to jump on fucking immediately jumped after Izzy Dame and beat her ass. And they were winning. They were winning. They were on a good streak. They were gonna win, and it seemed like they were gonna win. Then they showed a picture. Then they showed a video backstage of the Dawn like all excited, and then the 4-man group came on over with pipes and beat his ass, and then they got distracted, and then those guys did their specials and they won. 1, 2, 3. What are your thoughts on this, Mr. Joe?
Match was good. I feel like the family could have used the victory on this match. And that the Culling remind me a lot of the Schism.
Okay. I can see that. Okay. I can understand that. Like this match was good for me. I liked it, showing off the family. Rizzo never gets any screen time in wrestling, so when she does, I like it. It's like Thea Hale, and she shows out. She's just like a ball of fucking like a pit bull, just throwing out like an Italian Nikki Cross, which I do like that. Nothing, sorry with the race thing, but just putting it out there in context.
Crucifino also shows out whenever he's got a chance.
Mm-hmm. I love that because he knows he's fucked. He's like, I'm gonna evolve. I'm gonna tapings and evolve for the next couple of months. I gotta show my crew that I'm not weak. I get that, so I understand that. Backstage, Ava confirms Stephanie's title match with her backstage when Fallon Henley rolls up and demands a rematch. I love that Ava's like, "Look, we were doing this every single freaking week, like every day, every hour. Oh, give me my damn match." Stephanie's like, "I can beat you." "Oh, okay, really? All right, I want the North American." He's like, Ava says, but Kira says to give it to her. Fallon demands it for next week. Rain says that it doesn't work because she's got Jada for the big belt next week. But Henley insists that Stephanie goes with it, so she'll be defending both of her titles next week. To say this now, she will defend Jada's belt, defend against Jada in the beginning of the match, beginning of the show, and will defend against Henley at the end of the show. They already said that. So I'll put that out there. That's actually pretty fucking genius. I would have liked the back-to-back, but that's cool. What are your thoughts on that?
That's a good way for it to have her lose one of the belts.
Yeah, and give her time to heal. Like, hey, you had a match, go in the back, take a break. I like that. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
All right, Carmen Petrovic accompanied by Adonis wearing terrible vinyl cargo pants. It was really disgusting vinyl cargo pants. They sent us the break back from commercial. We got a recap of the Skullman, called the Skullman. Quadruple powerbomb to the Angelina table. They did that. JC Jane versus Carmen Petrovic. Petrovic comes out with Ashanti wearing those ugly ass pants. And then JC Jane and they come out and JC Jane's like trying to hit on Ashanti. Ashanti's like, no. Booker T says that Ashanti's a Rolling Stone where he leaves his hat into his hormones. So he just called him a whore. This is a very boring match. And it came to a point where Adonis took out the chair and then tried to give the chair to Petrovic. So look, she hit you with a chair and hit her back. And Petrovic tried to be all like super babyface, didn't take it and lost. So your thoughts on the match?
I don't know. Carmen Petrovic's matches are boring to me.
Well,
I just feel like Carmen Petrovic does not have the hit. And if she does, they're not showcasing it.
I have to agree. I mean, her allure is gone. She did the same moves. JC Jane did a good rolling elbow, and Petrovic can sell. Petrovic can really, really sell this. I like that. In the end, like they're continuing the storyline between Ashanti and Petrovic, and I understand why, but I hate that she didn't get her comeuppance. She did it. She got beat up by 3 of the girls, and she lost to one of them. So she'll fight the other 2 moves? Like that doesn't work that way in my mind. So that's why I'm pissed about that. But I get why. Hank and Tank are backstage trying to figure out their next steps, and Hank Walker pitched like we talked about the whole tag team thing. Wesley, Tyreek, and Tyson all roll up, make fun of them for trying and tell them to stick it where they're good at, which is clearly eating contests. Ricky Saint making his entrance to send us the break. Back from commercial, Jada Parker cuts a promo about how she's going to win the NXT Women's Championship next week and go to stand and deliver as champion. At the same time, in the background, we see Petrovic and Ashanti talking, and he's trying to explain to her, I guess by what you look at, you can see he's trying to emote like, "Hey, baby, I'm sorry. I'm trying to help you," and she's like, "Hey, I'm trying to be a baby face. You don't get it. I could have beat her on the phone. You didn't have to use a chair." And then she storms off, and Ashanti with his ugly vinyl, which, by the way, I was telling Cardala, I'm like, those pants have like a weird zipper, which you can just hide like about 5 turkeys in each pant leg. It's really crazy. And he storms off. So there's that. Ricky Starks versus Ridge Holland. What are your thoughts on the match? I'm not even, this pissed me off. So
why did it piss you off?
The ending, because he tried. But ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Starks with a bad back. He was selling his back. Tried to do the Rochambeau. Didn't even make it to the row part. Just shamboed, and then freaking 1, 2, 3. Like if you can't do it, do a spear. You can do a spear with a broken back. It's your shoulders you need, not your back.
Yep.
So that's why I was pissed. And if you can't pick up Ridge Holland, don't do a half-ass special.
Or at least see if he can help you sell through.
Yeah, he's like, ugh, and he fell down, and I got pissed at that because you flopped. You fucking flopped. And then Ridge Holland was just playing like he wasn't as a menacing monster that he was like a few months ago. He was just a guy that was fighting Ricky Starks. It was very boring the whole fucking time.
The outcome was expected also.
No, I mean I was expecting like Ridge Holland might be do an upset by like winning by disqualification. Not winning outright, but winning by disqualification. But
I was expecting Ricky Saints to win, Stark Saints, whatever. I was expecting him to win because he's still a new toy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was like, he could win. Before we get to I forgot that Ricky Starks was talking, and he was on the way to talk to Ridge Holland, and the culling was in the background, And Izzy's like, "Oh, you got that stuff. I like that, but you're never gonna measure up." Sean Spears is talking. He's laughing. And I love that Ricky Starks like, "I know you're not laughing." And then Sean doesn't say anything. Sean goes up to him, smiles, and leaves. Which reminds me, I'm like, can't say shit to Ricky Starks because he's beaten you a bunch of times, which tells me that could be a setup for the future, where Ricky Starks takes the belt off Sean Spears. What are your thoughts about that? 'Cause I think the Don's not taking it off him. I think Ricky Starks is going to take it off.
No, I agree. Ricky Starks will probably be the one to take it off him.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. It's just like it's going to take about 3 months. He's just going to have win after win after win. Probably fight him once, they get distracted, and then because they fuck the family fucks over the culling, which then Ricky Starks gets the belt, which makes.
And then they'll probably have a feud with Ethan Page and Ricky Starks before Ethan Page goes to the main roster.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, I like that. All right. After that, ladies and gentlemen, we talked about Rich Hollins. Back from commercial, we get a hype reel. All right, bye, Kate. Hype reel for the Roast of WrestleMania, hosted by shitty comedian Tony Hinchcliffe. I didn't write that down. That's actually what it says there. He is a shitty comedian, so it's like, oh, whatever. Our Four Skull Men are interviewed outside. They said their name, but it was I didn't hear exactly what they said. They complain about being expected to. Not that kidding. They expected to wait their turn and they're receiving NXT how they like. And they feel like they haven't made enough of a statement, yet they run back inside to do some chaos while Booker T talks about putting them down like dogs. Yeah, he actually did say that. It was kind of fucked up. They think they call themselves Death Stage or something Stage. They called themselves that real quick. I don't know what the caption didn't pick it up. So, I don't know. So, and that was fucked up, Booker T. You're just all over the place. What are your thoughts on that, Joe?
Yeah, it would have been nice if they would have clarified their name a little better.
Yeah.
And Booker T's always fucked up, so that doesn't surprise me any.
Just weird.
And then the fact that they cause more chaos does not surprise me. I like to see them cause more chaos.
Yeah. I would like to see more of that, but like I said, I wanted if I think someone's ordering them to do stuff, like just a secret leader or something, or a secret fifth that's just hiding. I think.
Like, why don't they just take an entire NXT show and just hold the fucking whole show hostage? Just beat the shit out of it, like interfere in every match, destroy everybody in every match. Just literally hold the show hostage.
They tried with Retribution, so they might be scared of doing it again. So it was a good idea, but you wanna like, this isn't like WCW where the NWO interfered in every single person's matches and people hated watching it. It's like, what the fuck were you even watching? I think it's a point that they're gonna have to fight. They're gonna have to fight in matches too. I'm getting tired of this. 4-man matches at least. At least 4-man matches. Either way. Eddie Thorpe breaks an to set us break. Eddie Thorpe versus Trick Williams, NXT Underground match. Eddie Thorpe comes out. He calls himself the king of the underground because he's been undefeated. Trick Williams comes out, just oiled up and looking like a freaking Adonis motherfucker. It was all crazy as hell.
Match was bad.
The match did suck. There's actually a very short thing here, so I'll say it real quick. Matt grappling the starts, Williams in guard. Thorpe lands an elbow, but Trick rolls him out onto the floor. And he chases around ringside, directing traffic. And Williams throws him into the steel steps, slams on the floor, back inside, triangle choke applied, and Trick F lift power bombs once and then twice to the ring, to the floor, into a pile of bodies. Back in, duck a kick, but Trick shot connects. Mounted, then fucking mounted punches, hammering away. Referee, calls it. He was like, I did like that, Joe. Like, the match was not that great, but the selling of Thorpe from the Trick shot and the quickness of Trick just hammer fisting the shit out of Thorpe. That was like, oh shit! So I love that. Anything else about the match?
No, that was the only part of the match that was worth talking about. That's it.
That was, and all that shit, all that talking. He got knocked out. It was not a long match. It was about a 10-minute. It felt like 10 minutes, but it was like maybe 20 or 50 minutes left in the show. So it could have been like good.
Then we went into the after the match segment.
There we go. After the match, post-match, Trick calls Obafemi punk ass out and asks him to bring his title. He did stutter a little bit. Trick did stutter a little bit, so I'll say that. Enter Obafemi. Obafemi takes off his shirt. They square up. Lights go out. And the Mystery Skull men appear. Javon Evans slides into the ring and Trick shoves him down. Williams and Femi start brawling. Evans gets back to his feet and joins the fray, and everyone in the ring starts pulling them apart. Booker starts quoting Drowning Pool. I don't know why. The body's on the floor. Pull apart fails. But that's when Trick and Oba were just beating up every single person. It was like maybe out of 50 people that were holding both of them back, there were like 3 people left standing. Javon Evans pops up with an ace crusher on Oba and then just stares Trick down like, motherfucker, yeah, I knocked him down. Your trick shot, knock him down, but my cutter can knock his ass down too. And
go
on.
I'm tired of Javon Evans being inserted into the main event picture.
I know, hold up, no. Skullman.
This ain't the first time that they've done it either.
No, this is this is the second time where Javon cuttered Oba and knocked him out. This is the second time. And
but they insert Javon into the main event picture constantly. They did. This is like the 3rd or 4th time that they've done this.
Yes,
they just throw him in as the 3rd wheel.
Yes, but this might be like when the Shield were running rampant in Raw. Everyone started making like groups to like try to like hold on to each other. They didn't last long. And I think after the Evans match, they're going to push Javon being a more serious person because of what Ethan did to Evans. Like, okay, now he's more serious. Now he's being like, he's trying to step up. He fought in a fucking in a street fight, and he showed that he has the grit. So now he's trying, not really going after. He's mind you, Joe, he has not said that he's going after the NA or the main belt. He has never said that. He's just getting sick and tired of these motherfuckers jumping out of nowhere, which now their name apparently is called Dark State. That's their name. It's kind of a weird fucking name.
But that has nothing to do with him inserting himself with Trick and Oba and dropping Oba with a cutter.
Because I kind of get why. Okay, it's basically what they do. They did the same thing that EO did. That where EO was in the middle of Bianca and Belair. Bianca and Rhea, and she didn't get respected. She's like, okay, no one's gonna respect me. I'm gonna make them fucking respect me.
But EO's the champion.
Okay, since there is no champion in this situation except for Oba and Trick, and we know Trick is crashing out. Trick doesn't respect Javon because Trick doesn't see Javon in his level.
Nobody respects Javon.
No.
Can't take it seriously.
By doing a cutter to Oba and getting up so fast and showing Trick, motherfucker, I am on your level. It's showing the storyline for the future. I know you don't like Javon, but this is a storyline for the future. He's not going after the belt. They're going to exert him. I know that. But this is just showing people in the future, look, this guy, happy Javon or angry Javon, he should be in the picture for the future.
They're going to put him in a triple threat with Trick and Oba for the world title at Stand and Deliver.
That's fine. He's not going to win.
He's going to be a fall guy again.
That's fine. He needs a body, because they don't.
But that doesn't help the situation.
It doesn't help Trick though either, because if Trick fights Oba again by himself, Trick's gonna lose.
Well, that's how it should be in the first place. They can move Trick up to the main roster after WrestleMania.
Too scared to make Trick lose too much, because why would you make this whole storyline of him being like being all evil and like not evil, like being all like angry and aggressive, just for him to lose to Oba, which means no matter what you do, you're gonna lose to Oba. But there's a third person to cover the pin that protects Trick versus Oba. There's if they don't send Trick up to the main roster after WrestleMania, that means they're probably gonna do it after SummerSlam. And that means you have to and you have to extend this shit. You're gonna have to extend this shit up until August. So therefore, you can't give everyone Trick versus Oba two in delivery. You can't. You give them Trick, Oba, Devon, or
we didn't get Trick versus Oba 2, remember? Because it was Oba, Trick, and Eddie Thorpe.
Yes, but not.
We didn't even get a Trick versus Oba 1.
I know, but Oba is still not green, but he's still new. So I understand why they're doing this. Like, we don't want to like put him in single matches by himself. We know that we have good stock in this. We know that when once he is in single matches, we're gonna have to like really set this up. Because again, he hasn't been in a single match in a long time. He fought A-Town and the other guy. Then he was in the 4-way in the Iron Survivor thing, and the only time that and then he fought Eddie Thorpe and Trick to get the belt. Like he hasn't been in a singles match in a very. I think that's a reason. Like you want to protect him. He's like Goldberg. Goldberg by himself was great to a certain point, but then he's like, oh shit, this is not gonna work for us. So just for me, I think that it's that. They just give Javon a third person in the match, let him get pinned, but then he can show out. It's stand and deliver weekend. These are your prime products that you're using for the wrestling court, like for NXT, and I love that. Hey, baby. Yeah, Cordala giving us thumbs up. But I know you don't like Javon. Like I said, Javon in this instance, in this showing, showed out.
He's going to be that third wheel, and I feel like that's all he's ever going to be.
I mean, once Trick is gone and Oba's gone, you got to accept new players. You can do a Javon versus a Ricky.
You've got Ricky Starks.
He's not Ricky Starks, so they're trying to make their own Ricky Starks, and that's fine. They're not going to do it right, but they're going to try. I give him that. But with that, I will say next week is shaping up. We have a double championship match next week. We have
Heritage
Cup. We have possibly a Hank and Tank versus Tyson and Tyreek match. We have a possible Petrovic versus the Jasmine Nix. Since she lost this one, she probably wants to have a rematch with the other girl. And Rich Holland.
Are they doing Tony D'Angelo versus Spears, or are they saving that?
They're saving that. They didn't say when, but they're saving that.
Probably stand and deliver it in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, and that's gonna suck if they do a stand and deliver. And like you said, the Dawn gets beat up all the time, over and over again, leading up to it. And you
unless they have a big turn where the family turns on the Dawn.
Yeah, true. I think it is. I think it's stand and deliver. The Dawn fights the Dawn fights Sean. They're about to win, and then the family's like, nah, we're done. And they do the same thing that that Bobby Roode did to Ty Dillinger. It's like family, and they leave him, and then he loses. And then the solo path of the Dawn happens, but then I'm like, we've talked about this. I don't want the solo path, honestly. Like he needs the family. But if they're trying to do it, all right, I guess. It's just going to be a weird fucking ride. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is NXT time with D-Walk, minus D-Walk. He's having fun with his friends. I want to thank Joe Biancio for passing by here. We'll see you guys possibly on Saturday. Maybe without me, but maybe with everybody else.
Possibly.
Possibly. I don't like doing it every Saturday. Like, you guys can do it every Saturday.
You just pop up for an hour and leave.
Yeah, most of the time. But tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Evolved Wrestling Podcast with CJ Wolfie and For Real Terrell, episode 3. I have not seen it yet, but I will see it tomorrow to see the highlights and everything else. Make sure to pass by, and all the socials will be down below on their links below in the description. Joe, thank you for passing by like always and enjoying us for everything else. D-Walk, enjoy with your friends. Please drive safely. Please get home safely. And for all your friends, may you always have the best meals of your lives tonight and everything else. To my wonderful girlfriend, I love you. Be safe, be happy to everyone else. To my ex-girlfriends, you can't get none of this. Good night.
Lace up your boots, we're about to fight. NXT in the house, bringing the hype. We walk on mic, ready to ignite. Detroit hip-hop, we take that flight. Body slamming, the crowd's going wild. A square circle with the kings of the pile. NXT superstars, we're breaking the mold. This Detroit beat will never get old. Step into the ring, feel the adrenaline rush. NXT wrestlers, we're the ones that can't crush. With our moves so smooth, we're the next generation. Detroit hip-hop meets wrestling sensation. Lace up your boots, we're about to fight. NXT in the house, bringing the hype. D-Walk on the mic, ready to ignite.